How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good.
What's your name?
My name's Pablo Escobar.
Okay. Where you from?
Well, I'm from Elmont. You know,
What state is that in exactly?
it's in New York. It's in Long Island.
How does a normal day begin for Pablo Escobar?
Well, my day begins like anybody's normal day. You know, I wake up, I shower, brush my teeth, I eat breakfast sometimes, and then I'm off to school.
How do you get to school?
I drive.
You drive. How could you afford to pay for tolls and gas?
Well, I do a lot of high-risk enterprising.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. I know Pablo.
What is your home life like?
Well, my home life. Well, I rent the room from a friend of mine. You know, I get a pretty good deal, but he has some unusual conditions.
What kind of conditions?
Well, I have to keep his 46-inch HD TV in my room, along with his PlayStation 3, and I'm not allowed to touch him at all. If I touch him, he will evict me.
That's terrible, man. You got some really strange friends.
You don't know the half of it. The only reason I even have my car is because a friend of mine made a very interesting proposition to a group of his friends. I'd rather not.
So what was your childhood like?
Well, I grew up in ColOmbia. I didn't really know my father.
You ran away?
No, my mom just wasn't sure who it was. She eventually did run away, and I was left to be raised by my abuela.
How did you get to the United States then?
Well, one day I came home, and my abuela was there, and she gave me a glass of juice, and then I drank the juice, and I got really sleepy, and next thing I knew, I woke up in Florida, in a bus terminal, with a tag on my neck that had my aunt's name on it. Terrible.
So you lived with your aunt?
Yeah, you know, everything was pretty normal for a while. I worked some odd jobs and stuff, and I eventually graduated from high school. However, on the day I graduated from high school, on the graduation ceremony, I came home, and the house was completely empty, and all I found was a cupcake on the floor with a bite taken out of it.
Wow. So what happened next?
Well, I took what little money I saved up, and I hitchhiked up to New York.
What was your next step?
Well, first thing I did was I went on Craigslist and I tried to find a roommate. And I ended up renting this room from this lady who was kind of crazy. She had about 20 cats, and they were just all over the place. Anyway, eventually I joined City College, and I met my friend, and he let me rent out a room from him.
So what do you like about New York?
Well, I really like the train stations and subways and stuff. You know, it really helps with transportation and help keep everything just like within reach, you know.
So what do you dislike about New York?
Well, definitely the weather's pretty crazy, you know. Nowadays you don't know whether to prepare for like rain, sleet, hail, snow, or just a sunny day. It's freaking unbelievable. Also, it's pretty crowded nowadays, and you know, you got like 8 million people in one spot. You know, it's crazy. And of course, whenever you get so many people living together so close, you know, you get criminals trying to take advantage. For example, the other day I got robbed by some punk. you know, this whole city's full of vultures. But at least the guy that robbed me had the decency to look me in the eye as he took my money. Unlike those Wall Street guys just robbing taxpayers blind, you know. They go and they screw around and they throw the whole world's economy into turmoil with their faulty business plans and whatnot. And what do? We go ahead and we give them more money, you know. Like, let me rephrase that. You know, we didn't give it to them. It was taken from us. It was taken from us through a very graceful and expertly executed plan. It's unbelievable. Like, they screw up, and what do? We give them more money. We give them $700 billion, no strings attached, and just say, have fun. You need it more than us.
So you seem to have a lot of gripe with the way they do business here in America.
I mean, where I live, it's pretty decent, but I mean, even here, you still see people suffering. Nobody really owns anything anymore. We're all just living off of borrowed money. For example, look back at the mortgage crisis. How many people lost their homes in that scam?
You can't buy a toaster in America that has a 1 in 5 chance of exploding. But you can buy a mortgage that has a 1 in 5 chance of exploding, and they don't even have to tell you about it. The system is flawed even at a more basic level. Look at credit cards. You need them from everything from groceries to porn. It's like these banks pushing college credit cards at us, telling us, oh, you need them for books. Oh, you need them in case of emergencies. Oh, you need them just to build up your credit score. The company reserves the right to charge any amount at any time for any reason. That's a standard term in a credit card now.
And then bang, us, the new graduates of America, poised to take the U.S. to bigger and better things. We end up with crippling debt fresh out of the gate, and we become slaves to our middle-class income. While these rich fucks are sitting on a bakery, we're fighting to the death on a bread line. Gloomy? Gloomy is the world rushing headfirst towards destruction and nobody trying to do anything about it. Gloomy is handing over your money and not asking any questions about it. Gloomy is a family losing their home to company greed and a fucking derivative. This whole city's full of vultures, man. From the Project Hoodlum looking for his next victim, to the CEOs stealing hardworking Americans' pensions. Gloomy. You know what's gloomy? The fucking Yankees. Those overpaid bastards.
Fuck this whole city and everyone in it. From the row houses of Astoria to the penthouses on Park Avenue. From the projects in the Bronx to the lofts in Soho. From the tenements in Alphabet City to the brownstones in Park Slope to the split levels in Staten Island. Let an earthquake crumble it. Let the fires rage. Let it burn to fucking ash, and then let the waters rise and submerge this whole rat-infested place.
The rules have not been written for ordinary families, for the people who actually do the work. We have to rewrite those rules. If the people who were directly affected, the people whose lives have been wrecked by this, are not represented at the table, we won't get the right solutions.